Okay, so here this is our GUI that we will be creating. So this is a registration form, as you can see on the title bar here, right? Then here we have a login button. So see, when I bringing my mouse pointer on this button, it is changing to hand symbol. Okay, we'll see how we can do that. Then here we have a registration form that we have to fill up. Okay, before login we have to fill up this registration form if you are new. Okay, so what we will be doing here, we will be filling this form first. Okay, so suppose I'm giving it some name like Priya. Okay, Sharma. Okay, and then contact number. Okay, and then email, and then a security question, best friend name. So I'm writing my name here. Okay, and then a password. So what I want to show you that if I'm going to click it right now, so see the message box is displayed that all fields are required, right? Because I have not filled this field. Next thing is that if I enter a wrong confirm password here, so if I click on this registered, so it will say password mismatch. Okay, so we'll see how we can apply all these conditions here. Then if I give it a correct confirm password, okay, but I don't check this I agree all the terms and conditions. Okay, and register now, please agree to our terms and condition. Okay, so error message box is displayed here. Okay, so we need to confirm this. Okay, now if I click this register here, so see, if I instead of Dia, if I write Faizan@gmail.com, because with this email ID I already have registered one account. Okay, so if I register now, so it's see, we are getting a message that user already exists. Okay, so we cannot have a same email ID again. Okay, so that is why this is a new ID. And now if I click on this register now button, so see, registration successful. Okay, and once I click this OK button, we will be redirected to the login page here. Okay, so in this login page, so the email ID that I provided during the registration was sia@gmail. Oh, sorry, it was dia@gmail.com. Okay, and suppose I forgot the password here, right? Or just before that, let me just give it a password, so 1234, and click on this login button. So see, welcome. Okay, so it's successful because I have given a correct user email ID and then a password here. Suppose if I don't enter anything here and also here, and click on this forget password here, so it says please enter the email address to reset your password. Okay, so we need to enter the email address. Okay, so if I enter anything random like @gmail.com, okay, and if I click on this login button, so see, all fields are required. And if I also give a password here, some random password, and click on this login, so it says invalid email or password. Okay, and also if I write some email ID and click on this forget password, so it says please enter the valid email address, right? Because this is not a valid email address. Next thing is, so let me just make it valid. So the email address was dia@gmail.com. Now if I click on this forget password, so see, we got another window open. Okay, and this is a GUI. We will see how we can create this. So here we are asking about security question. Okay, so what was the security question? If I give any wrong security question, like what was the first name, okay, if someone tries to change a password, so if I give dog here and I try to enter a new password which is 1 2 only. Okay, and change password, see, it says security question or answer is incorrect, please try again. Okay, so we have to give a correct security question, then only you can change the password. So the security question that I selected during registration was your best friend name. Okay, and if I give any other answer, wrong answer, and I try to check it, so it says security question or answer is incorrect. Okay, so I have to give a correct name answer here. Okay, both the question and the answer should match. Okay, now both the question and answer are similar, matching. Okay, and I have given a new password 12. Earlier the password was 1234. Okay, now the password is 12. Okay, so if I click this change password, so see password is reset, please log in with new password. Okay, if I click OK, so that window got destroyed. Okay, and now I can simply log in with that new password on. So the password was 12. Okay, if I click this login button, so say it says welcome. Okay, so means we have entered a correct username and password. And if you want to if you don't have any account and you want to register a new account, so you can simply click on this register button, so you will be redirected to this particular page. Okay, so we will see how we can create that. So basically we will be using a database here to store all this data which you are filling in this form here. Okay, that data will be stored inside the database, and from there we will be applying some validation, some conditions to check that if this email is not existing in the database, then it should show error. Okay, that invalid email address, like you saw in the login system, right? So this is how it works. Okay, and suppose if I run it again, so if you already have an account, you can simply click on this login button and you can see this. Okay, so we will see how we can create this. So let's create it. Okay, so first of all, after opening a PyCharm, next thing is you have to create a virtual environment. So for creating virtual environment, you just have to go to this file. Okay, then you have to go to settings. Go to this file and then select this new project. Okay, file and then new project. So once this GUI window is appearing here, here you have to, in place of this untitled, you have to write your project name or the folder name, okay, in which your py file will exist. Okay, so you can give any folder name, it's up to you, login and registration system, whatever name you want to give it. Okay, and then after that you have to select this new virtual environment, and then you have to select the base interpreter. So base interpreter can be any interpreter of your choice. Okay, I think all the interpreters will work fine here. Okay, so you can use 3.8 or 3.7, it's up to you. Okay, I'll be using 3.7, and then you can simply click on this create button. Okay, so once you click on this create button, your virtual environment will be created. Okay, I will not be creating virtual environment again. Okay, because it will take time. Okay, so once your virtual environment will be created, you will see a window like this. Okay, so a window like this. Okay, you'll see a window like this. So the next thing is I'll be simply going to my recent and then login registration form. Okay, I'll be coding here. So yesterday only I have created this virtual environment. So once you will create the virtual environment, it will look like this. Okay, then next thing is that you will see a folder name here, whichever folder name you have, you must have given in the place of untitled. Okay, see, we use virtual environment to separate everything. Okay, if you'll not use virtual environment and if you'll use the base interpreter, means the existing interpreter, so in all the projects you will have that particular module. Like for example, if you download pandas, okay, in your general interpreter, okay, so that pandas will be available in all the projects. So it is not necessary, it is not required. Like for example, if in this project pandas is not required, but there will be pandas here also. Okay, that particular module will be available here also, so it will basically consume the space. Okay, it will basically hang your PC. Okay, that is why we create a separate module, separate environment. Okay, in that particular environment we use only that particular modules, right? So if this is a project, I have created a new virtual environment for it. So I'll be using PyMySQL only for this project only. Okay, so here no other module will be available here. Okay, so it will basically speed up our processing, right? So that is why we create virtual environment. So next thing is, after coming to this folder name, then right click and then go to this Python file. Okay, after coming to this Python file, you can give any name to this Python file. I'll go with register.py. Okay, because this is the registration file that I'll be creating first. Okay, okay. So here, first of all, we have to create a GUI. Okay, so let me just run and show you what GUI we will be creating. So where is that file? Yeah. Okay. So just I'm running it. Okay, so we will be creating how we can create this GUI. Okay, we will see how we can create this GUI. So first of all, I just want to show you that here I have used few images. Okay, so on this button, if you see, this is an image here. Okay, and if you see this registration now, this is also an image here. Okay, image on a button. Okay, and then the background which you see, this pink background. Okay, this is also a image here. Okay, so we will be using three images in this form. Okay, so from where you will get these images, you can simply Google. Okay, you can simply Google login button PNG images. You will get a lot of images there. Similarly, you can Google about register button. Okay, register images, or the uh, one more thing that you can do, that you guys must be having the source code of it. Okay, I have provided everyone with the source code, right, of this registration form. So you can simply go into this source code, and from there you can simply copy few images. Okay, so how you can go to the source code, you will be simply opening it. Okay, in the explorer, right? So you will be simply opening that folder which I gave you in the explorer, and there, once the explorer is opened, you will see the images there. Okay, so what images you have to use is, one is this, you just have to select this image. Okay, this is the background image. Okay, then this register now button image. Okay, and then this login button, right? And yeah, so these are the three images that we will be using in this registration form. Okay, so see, I also have one more image register here. Earlier I used this image, but I thought this yellow one looks better, so I use this one. Okay, so it's up to you which image you want to use. So simply copy them. Okay, right click and copy these three images. So once you will copy them, you simply have to paste them on that particular environment. Okay, so you just have to go to this environment, virtual environment which you created, right click on this folder name and simply click this paste option. Okay, and click on this refractor. Okay, so once you will click this refractor, I think I have copied one extra file as main.py file. Okay, so I'll simply delete this one. Okay, so I had to copy this image. Okay, this is the background image, then this button.png. Okay, and then this login.png. Okay, the size are different. For example, this login.png is of size 220 cross 730. Okay, and then this button is of size 150 cross 44 png. So you can get the size and set according to your screen. Okay, this is the background image, which is of size 1350 width and 710 height. Okay, so there are a few messages here. The restaurant project we will be continuing tomorrow. Okay, today we are going to do this project. Okay, we'll be completing this one today. Okay, so there are many messages that they have not received the source code of this project. Okay, so yeah, so I think Tanmay forgot to share that source code with you guys. So what you can do right now, you can simply watch me doing the coding part, okay, and once you'll get the recording, and then you can do it later on also, okay. Tanmay, can you share the that source code with everyone right now? Is it possible? There are many people like Nikki, Harsha, Swaraj, Yash, Kumar, Megha. Okay, they all saying that they have not received. Yeah, please do it fast. Okay, so he will be providing you with the source code. So till then, just watch me doing this. Okay. So what you have to do, first of all, we need to create this UI. Okay, if you see carefully this, if I run it again. Okay, so I have copied the three images, this one, and the background image. Okay, now what we need to do, we simply have to create this registration form. Okay, so let's create that. So first of all, what we need to do, we need to create a window. Okay, so we'll see how we can create a window, and then after that we will see how we can add this background image. Okay, so let's do this. So here in this one. Okay, so here I'll be coding. So first of all, let's import the module which will be required in creating our GUI window. Okay, so the module name is tkenter. Okay, so I'll simply write from tkenter. Okay, import asterisk. So what this asterisk represents, this asterisk means that all the classes and methods of this tkenter module are getting imported here, okay, in this project. And guys, just want to tell you that you must, everyone should have MySQL installed in their PCs. So if anyone don't have MySQL, they can simply go to Google and search for MySQL download for their particular Windows. Okay, and there you can go to the first link and simply download that. Okay, and then you just have to, or if you are very new to downloading how you can download software, so you can simply go to YouTube and there you can search how to download MySQL. Okay, so you will see a tutorial how you can download MySQL in your PCs. Okay, so you have to set a username and password there while installing the setup. Okay, So you guys can install it, okay, till we are creating this GUI part if you don't have. Okay, so let's start. So I have imported the tkinter module, all the classes and modules. Next thing is I have to create a window. So for creating a window, I'll be simply creating the object of this tk class. Okay, so this after creating the object of this tk class, we can see the window. Okay, so now we need to hold this window. So for holding a window, we are using this main loop. Okay, main loop method of this tk class. Okay, so this is a tk class. We are creating an object here. Okay, by creating the object of the tk class, we get our window. Okay, but that window is not visible to us. Okay, so to because this window is displayed for very few microseconds. Okay, and then to hold that particular window, we need to use this main loop. Okay, so what this main loop will do, this main loop will keep that window on a loop. Okay, so you will be continuously seeing that particular window. Okay, if I run without this main loop, you will not be able to see that window. Okay, it will come and it will go, it will not be visible to our naked eyes, right? So to keep our window on hold, we will be using this main loop here, right? If I simply run now, you'll be able to see a window here. Okay, so this is the window here. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to increase the width of it and the height of it. Okay, and how much width and how much height we will be using, we will be using the same width and height just like this bg.png image. Okay, so this bg.png image is of 1350 width and 710 height, so we'll be using the same width and height here. Okay, so for increasing the width and height, we have a method in tk class which is geometry. So I'm going to write root object name dot geometry here. Okay, and inside this geometry in the form of a string, I have to pass the width and height. So width I'm going to use is 1350. Okay, and then x, small x, and then the height, that is 710. Okay, after that, what I have to do, if I'm going to run this right now, so you will be able to see a window. Okay, so this is the width and this is the height. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to fix the placement from the x-axis and from the y-axis. So what I'll do, from the x-axis I'll place it at a distance of 100. Let me just show you what will happen. Okay, and from y-axis let me place it at a distance of 100 only. Okay, so you'll see that the window is placed at this position. Okay, so this is the distance from x-axis, this is the 100 distance from the x-axis, and similarly this is the 100 distance from the y-axis. Okay, so I'll not place at this position, otherwise you will not be able to see a complete window. So what I'll do, from x-axis I'll place it at a distance of uh, 10 maybe, and from y-axis also at a distance of 10. Now if I run it again, so you see the window is placed at this position. Okay, now this window is visible to us, and now we can do our working. Okay, so after giving it geometry, next thing is that I want to give a title to our window. Okay, if you see the title right now is TK written over here, so this is a by default title here. Okay, we need to change this title here. So I have to write a title that it is a registration form. Okay, so I'll be using a title method here. So title method, and inside this title method in the form of a string, I have to pass the name here. Okay, so name that I'm going to pass is registration form. Okay, so this is the name here. So now if I run this, you will see our title here. Okay, so we got a title at this position, right? Next thing is that we need to add a background image on this window, right? The background image that we saw just now. So this is the background image that we will be adding on our window. Okay, so for adding the background, first of all we will be creating object, okay, of this image. So we will be using a photo image class to create the object of an image, and inside this photo image I have to pass the location where my file is existing. Okay, where is this my image? Okay, see, if the image is in the same folder where our register.py is existing, so we just have to write the name of the file here. Okay, that is bg.png. If it was in some other folder, bg.png. If it was in some other folder, then the complete location we would have passed here. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll simply write the name of the png because it's in the same folder. Okay, and then I'll be creating the object name, so it will be bg image. Okay, bg image. Okay, now we can use this image. So I have created an object of this image. Next thing is we need to place this image object on a label. Okay, so to see a particular image on our window, we have to place it on some label. Okay, so what I'll do, I will simply create a label here, bg label. Bg label means background label. So variable name, you can use any variable name, but keep it relevant so that you can understand what you are using here. So we will be using a label class to create this label. Okay, and this label, first of all we have to pass a master here. Okay, that where this label will be. So this label will be on my root window, on my main window, right? So root is basically my window here. So I'm passing root here. Okay, means this label will be on my root window. Next thing is image that I want to add on this label. So the image object name is bg image. Okay, that's it. Next thing is I want to place this. Okay, so if I run right now, you will not be able to see this image because we have just created the image. We have not placed it, means from where to where, from where it should be placed. Okay, so we need to place it. So I'll write object name bg label dot place. Okay, and here I have to mention the x and y axis. So from x axis I want it at a distance of 50, and from y axis at a distance of 100. Let me just show you what will happen. Okay, so if I run now, so now you can see the image. So from x axis it is at a distance of 50, and from y axis, if you see, this is at a distance of 100. Okay, but I do not want this. I want to place it from at this position. Okay, so this coordinate will be 0 comma 0. So I'll pass x equals to 0 and y equals to 0. Okay, if I run now, so you see this image got placed from this position, right? So this is the complete background image that we will be using here. Next thing is, after creating this, we need to create a frame here. Okay, so this will be a frame, this position which you saw the registration form. Okay, area. So this will be a frame first of all. Okay, so we will be creating a frame, and inside that frame we will be adding everything. Okay, so let's create that frame here. So it is basically a register frame. So I am giving a variable name register frame. Okay, and for creating a frame, we will be using a frame class. So this is a frame class, and similarly, this frame class, where I want this frame class, I want this frame class on my root window, right? Next thing is, I will simply place it. So register frame dot place. Okay, and I'll give x a value 630 and y a value 30. So I already know these coordinates, so that is why I'm directly writing these coordinates. Maybe according to your screen size or whatever screen size you give, so you might need to change these coordinates, right? So if I run now, we got a frame. If you see clearly here, we see this dot here, right? So this is a frame, but this frame has no width, no height. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to provide it some width and some height. So just after placing it inside root window, I'll provide some width and some height here. So width that I'm going to use is 650. Okay, and the height that I'll be using is same 650 here. Okay, so these are the uh, keyword parameters that I'm passing here. Okay, if you see in the suggestions also, we are getting this star star keyword. Okay, so if I run this, to see, we got this frame, right? So this is the width here and this is the height here. Okay, so we got the width and we got the height. Just after this, what we need to excuse me, what we need to create, we need to create a title label. Okay, a title label with the text registration form which you saw at this position. Okay, if I show you my this project here, if you see, this is written here. Okay, so we need to create this registration form label. Okay, so this is a label with the text registration form. So let's see how we can create this. So just after creating this frame, we'll be creating a title label. Okay, and this title label will be using a label class to create this title label, and this label will be inside our registration frame now. Okay, so we can frame is basically a container in which we add labels and buttons. Okay, so this frame we created, and now I am creating a label. Now that label I am inserting inside this registration frame. Okay, so after adding it inside registration frame, next thing is the text which you will see on the label, and the text is registration form. Okay, so this is the text that you will see, and then I'll set the font. Okay, or before setting the font, let me just show you how it looks. So title label dot place. Okay, if you will not place it, you will not be able to see this. So I'm placing it from x-axis at a distance of 20 and from y-axis at a distance of 5. Okay, so why I am giving such low values? Because this is inside this register, this register frame, right? See, we got a register form here. So this x and y values are from this position. Okay, where this frame is starting. So this is the x value and this is the y value, right? Because we are adding this inside this registration form, right? The next thing is we need to give some font to this registration form, and after that we will change its color. Okay, the text color. So let's do that. So just after giving the text, I'll have to give a font here, and make sure the font is in the form of a tuple here. Okay, and this style that I'm going to use is Arial. Okay, then comma, and then the size is 22, and then I'll make it bold. Okay, so if I run now, so this is the registration form font we got. Okay, next thing is that we want to change the text of this font. So let's change the text color. Okay, so text color is known as FG. FG means foreground color, means the color of the text. Okay, you can either write foreground, complete foreground spelling, FOREGROUND, or you can simply write shorthand FG. Okay, and this here in the form of a string we have to pass the color name. So the color name here that I'm going to use is gold. Okay, gold is basically gold. Okay, so if I run now, you see we got this, right? So this is basically a gold color. So after creating this, next thing that we will be creating is first name label. Okay, where you will see the first name, and after that we will be creating a last name. So first name label, so this is a label here, similarly this is a label here. Then we have these two entry fields. So entry fields are basically text area where we will be writing everything in a single line only. Okay, so this is a created using entry class. Okay, this is basically a one line text area. Okay, so we'll be creating this also. Okay, so till here we have completed. So you guys have to rejoin this session again. Okay, this session is going to over. Please rejoin everyone. Okay, so after this we will be doing after this session only. Okay, you guys have to rejoin this session.